a really fun, cute little Easter card. So our card base here is going to be this ivory, they call it a felt weave, kind of a felt texture cardstock. Then we have our different layering pieces here. I've already pre-stamped Easter blessings on this. We just thought it would make a really cute little Easter card. If you're not planning to celebrate Easter, you may need to mount another sentiment on top of that, or maybe come up with a different way to cover that up in a creative way. But just wanted to let you know, the back side of this, you'll see that the sentiment has bled through a little bit, so it doesn't really work as well. Also, this piece of paper, I'm not sure you saw this, but it's a tone on tone, this top piece. It's a text weight paper, both of these pieces are, but I thought that was kind of an interesting way to go. So when I was making this card, I really wanted to use the VersaFine Clair purple ink pad, the Monarch color, but it was so dark and I needed to balance it with another dark element of some kind. And so I ended up taking the Monarch VersaFine Clair ink pad. On the front of my little piece of paper here, I had a whole little strip. I actually ran the ink pad across the entire thing, and then I did clear embossing powder on top, and then I heat set the entire thing to get that color. All right, so after I did the heat embossing on that, then I die cut the little image on here, okay, out of the heat embossing. So that way we have our little sentiment here, and it looks really nice, but it's been heat embossed, which is really wonderful, and it's on the cardstock. So that way you get the same color as our little sentiment. It's just glossy because, of course, it's been embossed. All right, so now you know what this little piece of paper was all about. So obviously you don't need to use this for anything, but now you know why it's like partially purple and heat embossed and all of this fun stuff. Okay, now we're gonna put our card together. So first thing that we're gonna wanna do here is we're going to layer these two pieces together here, or purple on purple. So we're gonna put double-sided tape on the back side of the lighter purple. And then we're going to mount that onto the darker purple so you get a nice little even 16th inch border on all four sides. Then double-sided tape goes on the back side of that. And then you have your lace ribbon here. The lace ribbon, we're going to take this guy and we're going to fold it in half, just like we did on the last card, and we're going to cut that in half. The second piece we'll just set to the side for a moment, and this piece here we're going to wrap it right in the middle here, so it might be easier to stick it in the middle of where you want it and then fold that back to the back side. All right, there and there. And then double-sided tape just to lock in that ribbon so it doesn't go anywhere, and we'll mount that on the front of our card here. And I know it's hard to see, but there's going to be about I would say 16th inch border on all four sides again. Okay. All right. So that's what we're gonna end up with. All right. Now I really like to have my little butterflies kind of flying around. I just think it's kind of fun. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna put down 3 little dots for where I want my little butterflies to be. And you can kind of do them wherever you'd like. I kind of like the idea of having the slightly larger one kind of in the middle because it kind of is a little heavier in the middle, and then having your 2 smaller ones kind of off to the side. I always kind of pull the wings up and then glue down the center. I know that it won't stay that way, especially if you're putting it in an envelope, but I just like having a little bit of dimension, even if it's just ever so slightly. So I just really, really like that. And then on the left side here, this is where we're going to put our little filigree of our butterfly, our little outline here. All right. Okay. And I'm going to set this down here, and I'm just going to put this upright, straight up, because I like that the butterflies are all kind of moving anyway. And that's just going to be on the left-hand side there. Okay. All right. Then on the inside of the card, we have our little piece of lavender-colored ribbon, and then the leftover lace, the rest of the lace. I'm going to put a piece of double-sided tape right on the side there, about, I would say about an inch, maybe an inch and a quarter in from the far right side. I'm going to lay this down so it's flush with the edge of my card here. Now there's double-sided tape right here, but it's currently being covered, but still a tiny bit sticky. So I'm just going to put down one more line of double-sided tape right on top of that, and that's going to, we will put down our lavender ribbon. That's going to lock in that little ribbon, the lace ribbon, but it's going to still have kind of like the little fly sheet where you can kind of have it come up just a little bit, but it locks it in so you can write your sentiment over here on the left. All right, just like before, we're just going to flip that over, trim off our excess ribbon here. there we have our second card. Isn't that such a fun little Easter card? I just thought that was really sweet. And I love the purple and ivory color palette. It's super, super fun. All right, on to the last card.